And what year did you wind up leaving USA Network, and under what circumstances?
Well, 1998.
Oh, you were through '98. Okay.
Yeah. So I ran the business for a long time.
So let's shift to 1987. There was a conflict among the partners that owned it, right?
Yeah.
And can you tell us about that and where you sort of jumped in and what you wanted to try and do?
Yeah. Timing at that time was very interested in CNN, and they wanted to buy CNN. The studios did not want to buy CNN. They didn't want to be in the news business. And there's a covenant of the three of them that all their cable networks, their basic cable networks, had to be operated by USA. That was their agreement. And in order for Timing to buy CNN, they would have to leave. And so it was really, a time where the decision was, well, should we let them buy, should we buy them out? Should we do whatever? What should happen? And eventually they made a deal to be bought out by the others, at which time I tried to buy the company back. It was sold at a valuation of $153 million at that time, $156 million at that time, excuse me. And, a third of it was the price that was paid for Timing to get out.
Right. They sold their 1/3 share.
Yeah, they sold their 1/3 share to the other two, but the value that was placed on the company at that time was at $156 million, and I had rounded up actually $300 million to buy the company, and they still wouldn't sell it to me, which was a painful thing. Once you'd sold once, you wanted to buy it back. It's not so easy.
No.
And yet, at that time, the studios were just thinking, well, this is a good place to sell our programming to. We can sell our programming to USA, and we sell it to television stations, and now we have USA, and we can sell it to USA. So television series, the first big series we bought were right about that time, Murder, She Wrote and Miami Vice were the two biggest series that we bought at that time. Probably, I don't know if anybody even remembers those series because I don't even know if you were born there.
They don't even remember the remake of Miami Vice.
Yeah.
That's how young
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
From 5 years ago. Was
so,
Jamie Foxx? No, who was in that Miami Vice?
Anyway, they were. We broke a lot of windows in cable television. We are the first to do 24 original movies a year. We're the first to buy big original series. We are the first to buy off-network series. We're the first in sports. So it was a great, it was a wonderful ride. I loved it. We launched Sci-Fi in 1992. I did it in some ways to pay homage to Arthur C. Clarke and to Ray Bradbury, a totally different kind of science fiction writer, who I loved. But I thought science fiction was. I love the imagination of science fiction. I love the fact that nothing cannot happen. Anything you can possibly dream of can happen in science fiction because nobody can tell you it won't happen in the future. And I just thought, and the fans are so loyal. And I knew they would help us get distribution because I knew that they would go after the cable companies to get that channel on the air. And so it was really, it was fun to launch it. We launched it with the Star Wars trilogy, the first time the trilogy had ever been on one television network. So it was it's a great deal of fun to do that. But there were a lot of battles along the way that I lost.